Goodwill out, though, back in the day. This is One Big Family from the Absolute Radio Kitchen. Embrace there with the live version of One Big Family on Live Thursday here on the evening show. And Brazil have equalised in the match. It's currently Brazil 1, Croatia 1.
Goals means more at 888 Sport. Making goals better.
Neymar with a finely placed shot. So yeah, it's 1-0 in the opening match of the World Cup. They're not usually that high scoring, but we've already got 2 goals, incredibly, half an hour in. Straight back to the live music and indeed the live badinage. This is Embrace chatting with Vicky Blight.
So we think back to the vibe of your debut back in 98, the Goodwill out, and it was reflective, it was emotive, it was heart on sleeve kind of stuff. And then we take the new album, the self-titled new album. How does it differ, and what about it has still got that core embraceness to it?
I think it's more like us than we've ever been, really. It's sort of, we went back to all our early influences like Echo and the Bunnymen and the Smiths and Joy Division, U2 and all that, all the influences that we had, even before record companies were interested in us. And this album sort of feels more like us than we've ever been, which is one of the reasons why we decided to call it Embrace.
And in terms of the break, was it sort of 7-8 years?
Yeah.
What were the reasons for it? You know, the rumours are you just got sick of playing.
We kind of come to sort of the end of sort of part of the, you know, the music has kind of sort of started sounding like the same as we'd done before. We're kind of regurgitating a few ideas, and we thought we'd just take a couple of months off, and then that sort of turned into 6 months, and then it's like, well, let's get back together in the new year, and then it was the summer, and then it was the new year again, and it just seemed to go really quick, but we were sort of busy doing other things. Then I kind of got to the stage where I felt like I had a load of ideas that I wanted to get out, and I wanted Danny to hear them and see what he thought, because it's kind of been my sounding board since, you know, and vice versa since we started, and I don't really know I've got a good idea until he says it's a good idea, in some ways. Don't use that against me, by the way.
We're using that for everything now.
So we got like a load of demos together and played them to Danny, and he sort of seemed generally, you know, energised by hearing them, and
yeah, he
took it from there.
played Refugees and Thief on My Island. He'd done demos of both of those, and they were amazing. And I thought, right, yeah, we need to make another album. And I'd written about 50 ideas by then, and I basically scrapped all of them because none of them were half as good as what Richard had brought. So it was like, right, okay, back to the drawing board.
Some of them were half as good.
about 50% as good.
This is on your scale, remember. The rest of us would be mind blown.
Sometimes I feel the force of the blow, and every day I take my toe and I dip it in the water. Every day it almost freezes me whole.
So you took the break, and what do you think the most important thing that break gave you? What did it do
gives
for you?
you clarity, really. Like when we finished 8 years ago, when we took that break, we were really successful commercially, but we didn't feel like we were doing our best work artistically. This New Day did really well. It went to number one, and the singles all did really well. You know, we almost had a number one single with Nature's Law, and we were doing arenas and all that sort of stuff. But it didn't feel like we were doing our best work. And when that happens, you get millions and millions of opinions. All these other people who make money from you, whose livelihoods depend on you continuing, have an opinion about what they think your next single should be, about what you should be doing. And we just needed to get away from all that so we could hear what we thought again. You know, that little voice you have inside yourself that says when you're doing good stuff, when you're doing bad stuff. And that was really the initial reason for the break. And it just took a while before that little voice that you have inside yourself starts telling you that you're doing stuff that's good again, you know?
I guess it's that self-belief and that self-confidence. You're so used to listening to other people's voices that you kind of forget to listen to that inner one of yours.
Yeah, they drowned you out a little bit. The background noise drowns you out a little bit.
And you kind of get used to it as well. You kind of get used to having sort of like a group of people's opinion that sort of forms what you think, and you'll ask them, and then if the ones that agree with you, you kind of go with. But I started doing like production and working with young bands, and they've all got, the thing about being in a young band is you got a really singular vision. It might be small-minded in some ways, but it's exactly what you want to do, and you won't do anything, you won't stray from the path. And I found that really sort of inspiring, and just the idea of making music to enjoy the process of making music and to enjoy what it is you do.
Almost that naivety is the thing that kind of spurs you on to start with.
I've reassessed what we've done in the past, and there's a lot of things that I don't like about us, but there's a lot of things that I absolutely love about us, which is maybe underrepresented through the singles that we've released and things. We've got kind of a melancholy kind of, it's like a happy sad sort of feel to our music.
I've waited
So there you go, another bit of live music for your Thursday night embrace in conversation and in session. That was a rousing version of their brand new track, Ashes. I am Pete Donaldson. I hope you enjoyed that particular live session. We got some great music on the way from Ugly Kid Joe.